Good afternoon from Sacred Space at Titania's Realm. It's a very hot day today. I had to come back inside. I was sitting out in the garden wanting to be at one with nature, but the humidity and the beating down heat got the better of me. So I brought Charlie inside. She's in her cage, and I'll probably take her for an afternoon walk later when it cools down in the late afternoon, early evening. And we're here. We're back in the house with the aircon on because it was just too hot outside, which is a shame because it was lovely yesterday. I got to spend quite a bit of time outdoors yesterday. So here we are, another day in paradise, right? It even says on my laptop right now, extreme UV. So it was probably good I got out of the sun with my proclivity to sprout skin cancers, which are not pleasant, people. Trust me on that one. Not pleasant at all. Anyway, so I'm going to continue with my daily readings of my journaling, prior journaling. Sometimes I update with new material if something astonishing or exciting or lovely has happened. But I haven't got anything spectacular to say about today other than it's hot. Which Jared would know is an in-joke from our family in-joke into a certain personage that was in my life at one point in time, whose only conversation in summer was, it's hot. And now I do it. Aging's not pleasant, people. Anyway, I'm drinking a glass of sangria. Thank you, Lynn. She brought me a bottle of sangria. Drinking in the afternoon's not my usual state of being. I usually reserve my drinking for my 4 drinks of Jack Daniels on a Friday night while I'm dancing wildly. But it's summertime and it's hot and I feel like a tipple, so there you go. Very nice tipple it is too. Thank you to my earth angel goddess who spoils me lavishly. Thank you to all my earth angel gods and goddesses who spoil me lavishly. But yeah, I just thought I'd make a mention that I am drinking in the afternoon, people. Bit unusual. Anyway, here I write my title of today's readings. Medical malfeasances send me troppo. Anyway, you get that. And my title photograph for today's vocal media is not a photograph, but a quote by Charles Bukowski. He wrote, I see men assassinated around me every day. I walk through rooms of the dead, streets of the dead, cities of the dead, men without eyes, men without voices, men with manufactured feelings and standard reactions, men with newspaper brains, television souls, and high school ideas. To you, Charles Bukowski, for having the vision and the insight to see beyond the bullshit, right? Am I right? He was right when he wrote that back then, probably in the 60s or 70s, and he's still right. Can we say, zombie, 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 be, 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 be. And now it's time, my beauties, my people of earth, to wake up and smell the hummus or the roses according to your cultural predilections, and be awakened and take your place in your own personal sacred space and live vibrantly and joyously with every breath with every moment of every day. Be in love with your true beloveds who love you back, who treat you with kindness and sweetness. And you know who you are in my life. And be in love with our planet that badly needs us to stand and deliver and to fiercely protect what is real and good in the world, including nature and natural law. Mama T has spoken and written and danced and stomped and thrashed and welling danished. So wake up. Join me, people of Earth, and those who think like me. I know you're out there. I know you're out there. Some of you watch me and are nodding in agreement right now. And some of you are like, that woman has to drink a little bit more. She's too serious. But anyway, every day in every way, we are going to reclaim our planet and create a beautiful paradigm for all sentient beings. That is my prayer, my desire, my wish. But we need a little bit, well, not just a little bit, we need a lot of help from our gods and our interdimensional ones, the fairy, the elementals, the extra dimensionals as well. We need a shit ton of hope because we've let a few people in charge of this planet completely annihilate so many vectors of our life, and we're still sleepwalking through it like zombies. That's just my opinion on things, and I'm sticking to it. I died too many times in my life, literally at the brink of death, to sleepwalk through anything ever again, including former shitty relationships that were so shitty they were life-threatening. We won't be doing that dance ever again, my darlings. If you're in my life, you're in my life because you treat me with honour and integrity, with beauty, with bliss, with sweetness and kindness, and with truest, deepest love and deep affection for my existence on this planet as well as yours. If you can't love yourself, you're incapable of loving others, by the way. I've had entire relationships with people like that. Men with high school ideas that never graduated above their primordial belt buckle. Not that there's anything wrong with a good rogering from time to time, but if that's all you have to offer the world is just your sexual aspect and you've shut down your heart and your ability to create and evolve and produce beautiful art, music, literature, architecture, hell, even science that is life-affirming and good for the planet. If you've shut down all aspects of your creativity and sold yourself to some globalist ideology that is not healthy and anti-humanist, yeah, don't come to me wanting relationships with me, darlings. That's all I've got to say about that. You'll get short shrift. I need real men with real hearts, with real souls, with something to offer, not just myself, but all of us. So, real people create, real people co-create, real people give the best version of themselves at all times, morning, noon and night. And when we're resting, we're also percolating something else, some next wondrous thing. So we're not just crawling away and giving up and giving in on life. L'chaim. I hope I make sense. Will I make sense when I'm drunk? Probably. I'm a bit like Charles Bukowski in that. No, don't get me wrong, I'm not an alcoholic. Don't ever make the mistake of thinking that of me. I'm like this when I'm completely sober too, people. I'm a unique character, coming from a unique background, made me who I am today, babies. Wild and free and not likely to compromise on anyone else's bullshit. Sometimes I have to call myself out on my own bullshit too, but that's rare because I usually make perfect sense. 14th of January 2023, an article by Abby Wynn, Substack.com. I don't remember the article, but that's the title if you want to look it up. I give you permission to be messy and imperfect and to change your mind. Oh, thank you. That's important permission, to be an ordinary mortal and not quite perfect all the time. As I said, even when we're sleeping, we're percolating some new interesting ideology or creativity or something, some new art project, some new song. I'm still waiting for the percolating of the song from the songwriter that promised to might write me a song, right? Fucking trickster spirit. But don't worry, other men will write me songs, I'm sure of it. Like Helen of Troy, the beauty that launched 1,000 ships. Well, I don't have her beauty, darling, but I might launch 1,000 songs, and they'll probably all be songs about how much they hate this bitch. But I'm okay with that, because that too is art. Have you ever danced for chop suey? You'll get my vibe then. Self-righteous suicide. Oh my goddess, you have to laugh, darling. It's dark, but you have to laugh. Anyway, my comment to that article was, Echo and Narcissus in a hell loop echo chamber. Yes, I can be guilty of that too. Trying to seek survival and justice with a big blood spot on my schnoz. Oh dear goddess, it's the reason I'm single, people. I won't pretend to be something I'm not, even when my fucking face breaks out. Trying to seek survival and justice and tolerance in a dystopian hellscape, because I'll never be a supermodel, can discombobulate the mind and erode core values. It's a slippery slope, greased and primed. Truth is subjective, but truth in all aspects is a worthy pursuit. Mama T has spoken. Schnoz or no schnoz, sangria or no sangria. Arriba! Underlay. Well, I'll never be a man's underlay, just saying. I've got too much Lilith energy on me since she came to dance with me in 2019 after my near-death experience. Yes, Lilith and I. Goddess, I don't want to be a pervert though. Just be kind, goddess. Be kind to the Tanya. She's got some weird mores, some weird morals, but she sticks to them no matter what. Sometimes I think I should have just let all those almost freaking strict moral codes that I imposed upon myself, I should just let them go. But then I look around and see the fallout from other people's lack of ethics, and I think, nah, I'll just hold on for as long as I can for the one. Cheeky smirk. There's a cheeky smirk in there. Did you notice it? Cheeky smirk. Well, I'm nearly 60. Well, I'm nearly 59 in April. But I'm one year and a quarter off being 60. I had great plans for my 60th year. I was promised all sorts of wondrous things. Well, it kept me alive, living in fairyland, didn't it? Living in Titania's realm. If the fairies really loved me, they would have manifested the right man for me by now. They kind of have, but he's not available, so there is that. 3:52 a.m. and I won't be sad about it. Some things come down to fate. 3:52 a.m. Home from a lovely night of wild, joyous dancing. People were extra kind and loving. So was I. The times are a-changing. Grateful for the sweetening, which was what I called the beginning of last year when I realised that men were becoming very sweet and attentive and, dare I say it, even romantic. I was seeing a lot less sabotage. This was when I was dancing at the Treasury Casino, by the way, which I did for 13 years. I was seeing a lot less sabotage and things were becoming very, very sweet indeed. And the undercurrent of that sweetening was fear of death, people. From Thanatos to Eros. They all started to blossom out. Long closed up hearts started to tentatively open again, looking for love, realising life is short and we should be with the ones who love us deeply and truly and honourably. Because life is short. Even before this current epoch beset us, life has always been precarious and precious and a miracle and should be lived fully and vibrantly and joyously and vivaciously, but with kindness. As the witch's reed said, do as ye will with harm to none, right? Or as the thalamic readers, if it's a read, the thalamic epithet by Aleister Crowley. How does that go? Those of you on my page who know. Love is the law. Love under will. Your free will, but by your will that you impose upon others when you invite them into your heart space. Protect and honour those that share the love with you. That is a code, people. Don't fuck it up, says she. It's very tempted to fuck it up right now. But I have sangria. Maybe I should become an alcoholic and just drink myself to obliteration for the next 2 years. You can suicide that way. It's not pleasant. No, your liver explodes. So no, I won't be doing that. I want to die a noble, dignified death as comfortably as possible. That's my end game, people. Because we all die eventually, but I want my death to be gentle and kind, like every other person on the planet, right? Gentle and kind and dignified death. Oh, Be'ezrat Hashem. But in the meantime, I'm focusing on living. So here, another sip of sangria to you. I don't recommend drinking too much and too often in the afternoons. But I'm happy. I'm happy today. I'm thinking about all the beauty and the potentiates and the romantic sweetness shown to me on Friday. And I'm thinking about it and I'm soaking it in and feeling joyful and loved. I am loved. I am truly deeply loved, and I know that. I'm very conscious that the love is real. It's been consistent now for many years, but only really in the last year or so have I become even aware that this person has a fondness for me. And I was so busy looking at that other fucking dead shit that treated me like crap. I had no idea that someone was watching me every weekend. Well, not every weekend, but monthly in those days, with great love and affection for me. I was completely oblivious, even though I used to flirt and turn up the heat because razzle dazzle show business, darling. But you know, it didn't used to be too serious, but now I've had to rein it right back in. It's become a little bit serious, people. Bastard Buzzard is here. I'll just show you. Where has he gone? Oh, he's behind the macadamia nut tree. But BB is here. He's the scrub turkey. Can you see him? He's behind. And over there, the bloody Brisbane City Council still mow the lawns, but they don't do the whippersnippering anymore, the fucking bastards. They're lazy. But it is very, very hot, so no one cares. But there's a beautiful raspberry tiger rose about to bloom out. I call that my Lazarus rose because it's nearly died that many times. It's died more often than I've died, and that's saying something. So we're both holding on to planet Earth for our last hurrah for the next 10, 20, 30 years, however long we manifest, right? Some of us will live for eternity in the ether with our mad stories on YouTube and Facebook and vocal media. We're guaranteeing our eternity unless someone turns off the internet one day. That could happen. Here he comes, a little bugger. He's a beautiful bird. Up by the arbour there. Here he comes. Can you see him? Look at him. Owning sacred space like a boss. He knows I'm watching. It's the hesitation. Come on, BB. You know you've got it in you, lovey. That bloody bird. I'd swear to God. Beauregard used to chase him out of the garden when he was alive, but I'm not bothered. I'm not bothered if BB's here. Right, here we go. Plug us back in because I'm multitasking. I'm charging my phone as well. All right, my darlings, let's carry on. Where were we up to? 14th of January 2022. Bobo had such a great time at Auntie Lynn's, playing his weird psychological games with his red Kong ball, pushing it under the fences and making us both scramble for the ball. I call that, pardon me, the fence game. That now he is quite exhausted and resting his back paws on my leg. Sweet boy, even though he was like an annoying toddler today, he is a very sweet boy. Even in Valhalla, he's still being sweet. Aren't you, Beauregard? Giving them heaps up there, probably playing the fence game up there too, if the truth be known. And I don't know why, but my computer's frickin' frozen and it's doing weird things, and I'm about to go mental because I need a new computer, people, and I don't have money. And so I persevere, going mental. It really has frozen too. Are you serious? Right in the middle of my video. There's not enough sangria for this computer. What can I do? Control Alt Delete. Hang on, got to use all three at the same time. Bing. No, that didn't do anything. Except generate lots of K's, the letter K. Oh look, this was going to be a good video too. You're going to get to see me a little bit tipsy, which is a rarity, people. I don't get drunk on Jack Daniels, that's why I drink it all night. I mean, I'll get a little bit tipsy after 3 Jack Daniels, but usually I keep a very clear, pristine head. And but wine, drinking sangria in the afternoon is guaranteed to get me a bit tipsy. What am I going to do? Why won't this work? Come on, I'm in the middle of something here with my YouTube audience who put up with my quirky ways, but they're not going to put up with my computer's quirky ways. Oh dear goddess, it's getting ridiculous, people. I just accidentally pressed F12 and that came up with all sorts of interesting stuff, none of which is helpful to me. Try scrolling. Oh, we've got scrolling again. Oh, well, that will do. We'll make do with that. Look at my screen, people. Like,